Give meanings: fierce, angry and aggressive, swift of foot, very quick in moving and running. Bodyguard, a person employed to protect somebody. Oath of loyalty, a formal promise to be loyal to somebody or something. Opposed, disagreed with. Answer the following questions. Why must a king have a court? A king must have a court to discuss his ideas and plans with his courtiers. He also has to get advice from the wise men of the court on how to handle various matters in his own kingdom and other kingdoms. What qualities are necessary in the following? Why? King, advisor, bodyguard, messenger. King, leadership, ability, kindness. A king should be able to lead his country during times of war and conflict. He should be capable in matters of organization and kind-hearted and generous while dealing with his subjects. Advisor, intelligence, knowledge, foresight. An advisor should be intelligent and know what is good and bad for his king and country. He should also be able to foresee how his advice will affect the future of his country. Bodyguard, strength, courage, loyalty. A bodyguard should be fit and strong to protect his king from harm. He should be courageous and face dangerous situations bravely. He should also be loyal to his king. Messenger, speed, punctuality, strength. A messenger should be quick in delivering any messages. He should be punctual and begin his work without delay. He should be strong and able to go wherever necessary. What is an oath of loyalty? An oath of loyalty is a pledge one takes acknowledging one's duty and faithfulness towards one's country or a king. Write and read aloud the oath that each of the courtiers must have taken. The oath of loyalty taken by the fox. I will be wise and clever and always give advice that will benefit my king. The leopard. I will be watchful and swift and always protect my king, even at the cost of my own life. The vulture. I will be quick and punctual and always deliver and bring messages speedily. Why was the vulture told to lead the way? The vulture had suggested that the lion should heed the camel it had seen in the desert. As neither the lion nor the fox nor the leopard had ever seen a camel, and besides, as the fox and leopard didn't want the vulture to appear wiser than them, they asked the vulture to lead as it was his idea. Why had the lion never seen a camel? The lion stayed in the forest and a camel lives in a desert. So the lion had never seen a camel. What advice did the fox and the leopard give? Was it based on good and sound thinking? The fox and the leopard indirectly advised the lion to hunt for the camel and told the vulture to lead the way. No, the advice was not based on good and sound thinking. Do you think the vulture was enjoying the search? Yes, as the vulture was flying high up in the cooler air, it was enjoying the search. Do you think the king's decision to go back was right? Yes, the king's decision to go back was right. Can you guess the plan that the fox had thought of? The fox had planned to trick the camel and use him as a means of transport to go to their forest, kill him, and have a feast. Why does the fox address the camel as friend camel? The fox addressed the camel as friend camel so that the camel thinks of him as a friend and follows him without getting suspicious. What qualities of the courtiers emerge in this part of the story. The qualities of the courtiers emerge are the cleverness of the fox, the cowardice of the leopard, and the disloyalty of the vulture. The fox, the leopard, and the vulture have the same thought about the camel. Why is it so? By sparing the camel and not eating it, the king had spoiled the plan of the fox, vulture, and the leopard. As they had similar interests, they had the same thought about the camel. The animals were all tired and hungry and realized that the camel would make a large meal. The camel, being simple minded, would not suspect this play and they could easily have a feast and satiate their hunger by fooling him. They were now irritated with their plans having been failed. Did you expect the lion to be kind to the camel? Do you think his decision was right? No, I did not expect the lion to be kind to the camel. Yes, I think his decision was right, for the camel had saved his life. Why did the courtiers have to obey the king? The courtiers had to obey the king, for they were probably afraid that he would otherwise kill them. Were the courtiers being loyal to their king? Discuss. No, the courtiers were not being loyal to their king, as by getting the camel killed by the lion, they would force the Lion King to go against his own promise of protecting the camel, thereby spoiling the king's image. What qualities of the camel are seen in his speech? The qualities of the camel are seen in his speech are his foolishness, his kind-heartedness, and his spirit of self-sacrifice. Why did the lion laugh to see the courtiers go? The lion laughed to see the courtiers go because he knew they were unfaithful courtiers and were only with him to serve their own selfish motives. He had been successful in driving them away without pronouncing a cruel judgment against them. His friend, a position at a court, how is it different? No, I don't think that friend is a position at a court. Positions at a court are very formal and have to follow certain rules. This is not so in the case of friendship. A friend can do and say whatever he or she wishes to informally. Write a character sketch of each of the animals. Write about their actions and thoughts and the qualities that emerge through them. You may present the sketch in the form of a graphic. Character sketch of the fox. The fox was clever and wise. Hence, he was selected by the king to be his advisor. The fox was loyal to the king and obeyed him at all times. He saw that the king always had enough food. When the vulture spoke about going to the desert to kill a camel, the fox did not want to show his ignorance and agreed to the plan. This showed his pride and ego in not wanting to admit his lack of knowledge. In fact, as the advisor, he should not have allowed the king to go to the hot desert. He then thought of a plan to bring the camel to the king. This showed his cleverness. It also showed that he was a liar. He smartly brought the courtiers and the king back to the forest on the camel's back. However, in the end, he proved that he was a fool when he ran away after his plan to kill the camel went wrong. He did not judge the king correctly and thought that the king would kill him. The leopard. Like the fox, the watchful and swift leopard too was loyal to the king and obeyed him at all times and looked after him. He too did not want to reveal his ignorance when the vultures spoke of going to the desert. But when they could not find their way back to the forest, the leopard showed that he was a coward by wanting to run away and not face the situation. He was a follower who fell in with the plans of the fox. He too did not judge the king correctly and thought that the king would kill him. The vulture. The vulture was appointed as messenger because He could fly high. He was cunning and not at all loyal to his king. He wanted the king to die in the desert so that he could eat him. He too followed the plan made by the smart fox but flew away in fear without realizing that the king would not actually kill them. This showed his lack of judgment about the king's character. The camel. The simple camel was foolish. He believed the fox when the fox said his master was dead. He was kind hearted, for he carried the courtiers as well as the king on his back to the forest. He was grateful to the king for inviting him to remain at his court. He was generous and offered himself as food for the hungry king. The lion. The lion was a smart and intelligent king. He chose his courtiers based on their qualities. However, he was greedy and adventurous and wanted to taste camel meat even though he would have to go into the desert to do so. He was foolish when he believed the cunning vulture. In the end, he showed himself to be intelligent when he saw through the plan of his courtiers. He revealed his kind heart when he protected the innocent camel who had saved his life. Using your imagination, write more sentences in the same pattern. But the more the lion had, the more he wanted. Whenever he took a walk, they followed him. To be king is good, but to be kind is better. The more you quieten the mind, the more restless it becomes. The more she studied, the more confident she became. To live well on earth is good, but to live well is better. This story takes an unexpected turn when the lion decides to spare the camel's life. Choose any fable, story that you like and rewrite it, giving it an unexpected turn. A friend is a position in one's heart and not the court. A courtier works for money. There is self interest involved, whereas a friend is a far more selfless relation in which one does not expect anything in return. It is a relationship in which friendship itself is the only reward. Talk about the good qualities of any one person you do not like. You need not name the person. I do not like my benchmate in my class as she is very untidy and comes shabbily dressed. However, there are many good qualities in her that I admire. She is an extremely polite girl. I have seen her go out of her way to help my other classmates. Also, she is very regular in her studies, besides being a voracious reader, a habit that I long to imbibe in myself. Find five countable nouns from the passage and write their singular and plural forms. Fox, foxes. Vulture, vultures. Bodyguard, bodyguards. Paw, paws. Forest, forests. List the units that we use to measure the following: water, liters; milk, liters; distance, kilometers; weight, kilograms.